Is running better alone or with a group of people? By the end of this video, you're going to be able to make that decision for yourself. Hey, it's Coach Lisa here from the Running University. I'm here to help you put the fun in your run. I remember when my running journey started. I could only run with people. It was the only way I would do it. I didn't like listening to music, and I kind of started off running with a group of people, so that was really what I enjoyed the most. I truly just love being in groups, and I hated running by myself. It wasn't fun at all. As a matter of fact, I couldn't keep myself accountable. I just really didn't like it. Today, it's a whole other story. I'll tell you a little bit more about that at the end of this video. And I'll also teach you, if you are in a running group, one of the hardest things is to try to figure out how to keep the group fairly together. And as a running coach, I do this all the time. So if you stay to the end of the video, I'm going to give you some tips on how you can have a group run with different paces. So is running in a group better than running by yourself? Let me give you some pros and cons for both of these. Accountability. So if you're somebody who's not self-motivated, meeting a group of people at a specific time will help you stay more accountable. So I would definitely say from that perspective, meeting with a group will make you more accountable. But at the same time, if you're a very self-motivated person and you don't need that, then maybe you don't need a group for accountability. But that would be one of the reasons that you would run with a group or alone. Depends on your schedule. A lot of group runs have very specific times and days that they run, and it may not work with your schedule. So if you have a flexible schedule, that might work for you. But if you don't, then it might just be easier to go run on your own, whether that's in the morning, afternoon, whatever works best for your schedule. Mental strength. I would say that you develop your mental strength with both of these. If you run alone, it does require a lot of mental strength to get out there on your own, to be motivated, to maybe do some of those harder workouts on your own. And in a group run, you might have a little bit of the different mental strength being worked with as far as trying to push yourself a little bit more and, being uncomfortable. It's one of the things I hear all the time. People are afraid of being the last person in a group run. So if you know you have to push yourself a little more, that's also going to strengthen your mental capacity. Performance. Your performance could be better with one or the other. Again, this is going to be individual. Sometimes running with a group, I always say if you run with people who are maybe a little bit faster than you, it will help push you a little bit more. So that's a great benefit to running with a group. It's also sometimes easier to get motivated to go run those harder runs with groups, whether it's hill workouts or track workouts. Whereas when you're alone, you also might be more motivated to do those things on your own. So again, a lot of this depends on your own personal motivation. Safety is something to consider. I definitely always feel safer when I'm with a group of people. Of course, this always depends on what time of the day you're running, but from a safety perspective, it's better to be with a group of people than being by yourself. Running by yourself, you just have to be super aware and, be safer. Also, expending energy. I know that when I'm running with a group of people and when I'm hanging out with people, I tend to talk a lot more, which also helps the time go by, but I'm also expending energy. And I also can't really focus on my technique so much, so I'm not really in tune with my body. But, and so when I am running alone, I definitely can do that better. I can feel what's happening in my body. I can be more in tune with what's happening. So that might just be depending on a specific day if you want to focus on that or if you really need to be social that day. One of the biggest reasons for me is really that sense of community. I really enjoy being with a group of people. I love the energy that you get from a group of people. Again, the time goes by so much faster. You're chatting a little bit more, you're not running as hard, you're just having a good time, and it becomes really a social hour. So this is one of the ways I like to make running fun. I do a lot of group runs with my athletes, and we do those because they're a lot of fun. And sometimes at group events, they become funner because there's themed events. I'm the organizer for Running for Bruise here, so sometimes we'll have specific themes, like we'll do a pajama night, or we'll just do some like Hawaiian theme. So sometimes working with a group, you get to do some different things, which makes it really fun. So as somebody who leads a lot of group runs for people at different levels, I'm going to tell you the best way that I have found to keep a group somewhat together when you're running. I always like to have all people coming to a group run feel comfortable in their pacing. So I call my groups Nobody Left Behind. Now you might be left behind for a little bit, but not for too long, because it really depends on all the other people that might show up that are at that pace group. So usually what I like to do, I want people to be able to do their own pace. So I will instruct all my faster runners to go run at their pace, and they'll go ahead, whether we're on a trail or canal, and then I will give them either a time or a mileage to turn back around. So the faster runners will go ahead, and maybe I say every mile turn back to the last person in the group. And then what happens is they'll come back and they'll collect the other people on the way, and then everybody ends up being at the end with the last runner. And then I have everybody just stay together for, a couple of minutes to chit chat, and then I send them back out again. So that way, the people who are faster will also get a little extra mileage because they're looping back. And also the person at the end, whether they're alone or with somebody else at their own pace, every once in a while will still get the chance to be with the group. So that's my way of doing that. And in my group runs, I actually have rules. And I tell people, if you don't like looping back, or if you don't like being looped back as the last person, well, then you probably don't want to come to my group runs, because those are the rules. And my intentions for group runs really are about social and camaraderie. On our longer runs, that's all it's about. It's getting the mileage in, having fun. Usually we go out to breakfast after. So again, and for me personally, now that I'm a running coach and I've been doing this for a while, I really like both, honestly. Based on all these points that I shared with you, sometimes I just want to focus on myself and focus on my form and do, be in my own body and work on my own technique. And sometimes I just want to socialize and just get the run done. So that's my 2 cents. And hey, if you've ever thought you want to be part of a group of women, whether it's in person or online, go ahead and go down into the description below. I am offering you 3 free months with my True Tribe. My True Tribe, True being the Running University. They are my group of ladies. We have a bunch of fun together. We have in-person stuff, but we are also, I'm going to say worldwide, because we have somebody in Mexico City. So I would love to have you join our group for the possibility of winning a 3-month free trial. To join us, go down in the description below and fill out your name and email.